Yeah.
So don't show where you're getting it. Okay? Okay, also. So
Okay, so your mic is working, mine is not.
we gotta get into it.
Okay.
Cause that's just the good one. That's the one you
No,
always
I know,
had.
but I think it's the cable. So you're good. I was tripping. So it's disconnected, but it's the mic. So it's just the cable. It's fine. You have a live mic, just so you know.
We'll turn it up.
What time is it?
10:25.
Okay.
Yeah, dude. Cause on Fridays, since I won't be playing, dude, I don't think I'll be going that often.
Yeah.
And
No, I think it's a great idea, and I love the fact that you told me so. Cause I was already thinking something, but I didn't want to say anything if I didn't have the PC.
cause I feel like I mean I would play from home too, dude. You know, like I'll do that. But since I won't be going to the games, like
Yeah.
I won't be out there and stuff.
Yeah.
Every once in a while, I go into my dad's game, dude. That's cool. Baseball game.
Yeah.
Or softball game with my dad and my cousins.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, this shit. It's craziness, nonsense outside.
You ready? You ready?
Yeah.
Yo, ladies and gentlemen, is anybody there? Is anybody there? Is anybody there? Is anybody there? Mic check 1 2 1 2. Anybody, if you're in the chat, let me know how the volume is sounding. Please let me know. Let me know if anybody's in there. And if you are in there, drop a like, subscribe, and share. You know all that weird YouTube stuff that has to occur sometimes. But I'm just here. I'm gonna adjust what you guys are viewing on your camera. So just give me a minute. Excuse the delay. I was trying to go for a 10 p.m. start, but sometimes you gotta have some private conversations before you turn on these mics to really, catch a vibe. So it was more of that. But we're here. We're here.
Oh,
We're
man.
here. Appreciate it. I go by HT or Jesus, depending how well you know me. I hope everybody's doing well. I have today, as you guys can see, my good partner here, Jose. How you doing, Jose? How's your day so far, sir?
It's going pretty well, man.
Pretty good.
Pretty decent. Yeah, there's not too many things to complain about, I guess.
That's a good feeling to have,
Yeah.
But do you feel? Have you been like a complainer, like? Because I don't think I've complained. I've expressed frustration, but not like a direct complaint. Because even when I was little, especially when I was quieter, have you ever felt like you complained? Like when you feel like you complain?
I don't think I do it often, man.
Yeah, I don't think like even
Not at all.
even if something's not going a certain way, usually that's probably when I'm quietest, But you feeling good though?
Yeah,
Yeah?
it's a good day.
It's a good day. How's like the week?
Always just going quicker, faster.
Quicker?
Always, I think more especially during this final.
Holiday?
Yeah, the holiday season is coming up. The final. What is it? Third final quarter. Final 2 months of the year and stuff.
Yeah.
Coming about. So I think it's more of a.
Do you have a favorite holiday? Like around this time and stuff of that nature? Hey, Camilo, if you're in there, let me know how we're sounding, please. Just want to get a mic check so everybody can hear us clearly.
Holiday for this time. I like Thanksgiving a lot. I think that's a cool thing.
Why Thanksgiving?
I think it's because it's like a bigger overall excuse.
Like gathering. Excuse me.
Yeah, well, it's a good gathering, you know, for sure. Yes, you know, it's a good family time, friend time, you know, and all that stuff. But
yeah.
I think it's also always a good excuse to always cook a lot more, you know, to always like do more foods,
Do a little more overeating,
more
than
dishes.
usual.
Yeah, you know, because like, oh, dude, we don't cook this often. We'll do it for this, you know,
Yeah.
and oh, we don't make this often. We'll do this, you know, and I think like when it's that food wise, I'm always like, oh yes, you know, good thing that there's like 7 things to choose from, and
Yeah, there's like variety.
you know,
that
like
day,
oh,
you know?
there's some turkey, and then there's some this, and there's some that, and you know, you have this, and like, oh man, like I haven't had that before, like during this time, and so I think that's one of the cooler ones that it gives you all these extra. But there's also any other time, you know, you can always just have a cookout like that, but. I think this one is a more purposeful excuse to bring in more, to cook more, to.
Damn, Jose, you sounding crispy.
To always eat
brother,
more,
man.
It's always this microphone, man.
Hey, I know we gotta double up on
Look
that.
look how far away this is, dude. Like I'm not even professional with this. I'm super
man.
out.
But
I'm not even in the frame and stuff, and it's.
no, you're definitely in the frame. Jose. You're definitely in the frame. Come on. You're definitely in the frame right now. If people can see you. No, well, just give a little context. We're just laughing because, you know, the family's constructive criticism is saying that I always give them like the low mic, and it's not that I'm giving them the low mic. It's just, well, that's a really good. Well, that's a standard starter kind of condenser, like actual studio mic. That's why you can be so far in it sound.
And it's better.
But it's not that I give them the low. It's just, you know, we're all learning how to like to use the mics, and like this one that like I give myself today is, this is a performance mic, so you gotta like have it here, like you gotta, you know what I mean?
You're gonna leave it like Selena.
Yeah, you know, you gotta make sure the tear falls on top of the mic, you know, after una flor, you know.
Like, oh, so you use Burt's Bees, huh? Okay.
You know what I mean? But do you like the fall? Are you like a cold guy, or you love the summer type shit?
I do. I mean, I like both. I like 3 out of the 4 seasons.
Alright, for sure. What's
and
up?
so the summertime, you know, very cool and stuff. But yeah, for sure, the fall right now, you know, this autumn time, I like it a lot because this weather change. You know, the weather change, it makes everything just feel more like cozy, more like roomy at times, you know, like more like, you know, more and stuff like that. And I don't know, during this time as well, I feel that it just makes me be and feel more like comfortable, you know, because like I'll wear my clothes, and you know, I will like go to work and do all that stuff, but then pretty much like during this time is when I'll start wearing my sarape and all that stuff.
Oh, your sarape, bro.
And so during this time, like, it's just a cozy feeling, like
just that warm.
Doesn't matter.
Want to be close by, you know.
Yeah, like I have my clothes and stuff, my jacket, whatever. But once you have that over, it's just like, oh, you know, it's this coziness, and you know, it just makes you feel good all around. And I'm always waiting for that. It's almost for that, like that for sure weekend maybe, or like that for sure day where like, yes, I can use this one for sure.
Is it almost like a little bit relieving? Like, 'cause it sounded like it's like you get some sort of relief as you're describing. Like, what do you enjoy about it? Is it like a relief?
Not necessarily, but
Okay.
I think it's just like it's how would I say? What's like the word? It's like a coming back sort of feeling. Like it's sort of like a reminiscence.
Rebirth, almost?
Nah. Maybe like
a familiar feeling.
Yeah, like familiar warmth feeling. I think warmth might be like the more closer part of it, because like, yeah, because it's just like, I don't know, it's just this like over encompassing feeling where it's just like, it's just like coziness and stuff.
The
you
coziness
know?
Is almost like familiar, right? Like it's just like
yeah,
child again. It's just like, you know, cuddling.
It's yeah, like I would kind of compare it to. I think maybe the closest thing would be like waking up on a little bit colder morning and stuff, and you just kind of halfway wake up, and you feel your body more warmer and this, and you're like, oh man, everything's so cozy for now, like, that's my whole day if I have the serape. You know, I'm just like, oh, it's so cozy. Like, oh, it doesn't matter if you just honked at me for 10 minutes straight. Like,
I got my serape.
oh, it's so cozy. I'm cozy, dude. Like, why are you honking?
Yo, Camilo, you need to make that meme right there. Where he'll say in the serape, like if you're in here, you need to make that meme, fam. I know you know how to make memes, but is that the type of reason? And for the people out there that don't know what a serape is, it's basically a poncho. Well, you would understand to be a poncho. Yeah. Serape is just
in other places they call it a jorongo, I think, as well.
Jorongo. Ooh, where's that? Do you know what place that one's from?
I'm not sure, to be honest.
Yeah, but it's another place. Yeah, I didn't even know that's what they call. That's cool. Jorongo. Jorongo. But yeah. So that's what a setup is, in a poncho. But so is that mainly why you like wearing those? Because that cozy kind of comfort feeling?
Yeah, it's basically like you never left the bed.
You love staying in bed, huh?
You know, yeah, like no matter how your day is going, you just never left the bed. You never left the bed.
Everything was all right, huh?
You know, yeah, like you could be getting screamed at and chewed out but I'm warm. Are you warm? You know, maybe that's why you're chewing me out, because you're not warm.
It's a little cold.
Yeah, you know. Maybe you're jealous, you know, and that's why this is happening.
That's just why I'm getting yelled at by a stranger.
Okay, I see. It's because you have one layer of clothing on, and I have 3.
What's doing?
That's all on me now.
What's doing? Hit me and eating. How is it going? What's good? What's good? I don't know what you just said there, but I guess you're eating. Shout out to you, fam. How's the mic sound? Let me know. So, when did you start wearing serapes? Was it young, or is it something like you started when you were an adult?
Probably when I was young, I wore some of them.
Yeah.
Because of, you know, family that they gave it to me and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, possibly then and stuff. But like for myself, man, like when I just really wanted it for sure, it's been quite a while, man. It's been about, I don't know, maybe like 10 years, and that's not even that long, I would say.
You know what I really like about a poncho a serape? What's the other one?
El jorongo.
El jorongo. Mm-hmm. That one is it's just the simple design of it, and the way you can put it on, take it off. If you need to fall asleep somewhere, you got it. But it's just that simple comfort design. The movement that you're able to have your arms in that, because I mean, obviously I bought one from you when you brought some to sell to us, but I also wear like serapes or ponchos, but mine just are, like we like to say around here, mine are just the gentrified ones, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? Yours are like the more traditional ones, the nice looking, like the one I purchased from you and stuff, but that's why I like them. It's just, and then like you can pretty much do it with anything because you have so much space. Like I literally wear like a jacket with a poncho on top, and it's just like comfy like that. But I like it because it's just the design makes it so mobile. It's almost like a stingray design.
Yeah, and like it's also like a top layer, you know.
Exactly.
So whatever you have underneath and stuff, it's not necessarily gonna take away, you know, and stuff like that. So yeah. I think like if you're in the style version of it as well, and you want to look after that and care for that, like it fits very well because it's, you know, it's part of the season and stuff. But then underneath you have your outfit and all that, and yeah, it's just another form of like a coat.
It's like an add-on.
Yeah,
it's like a add-on where, because speaking of this specific weather that we're seeing, and we finally got, because it's been hot before today was like hot. It's been hot over here, but it's that extra layer that just goes right. It's just that last little layer. Because like I was asking you earlier, the reason why I like this now, that camera. The reason why I like it, because to me it brings a relief. Like it almost brings like a calmness. Like just like, you know, like I guess there's a reason why Halloween's around this time, right? There's just this weird, creepy calmness, but it's like a relief. Because the hot makes me feel like I can, like, you know how, I have a sinus issue, and I know you have one. You know how when you're stuffed and you can't breathe, whatever you do,
yeah,
and it's just so annoying. That's how the summer makes me feel at times. Keep going, cause I cropped your shit.
Yeah. Now, I was gonna say like when you were talking about like with the terapia and stuff, like wearing it, it gives you this sort of, like you said, like this calming feeling, this, you know, like just like being here kind of feeling and stuff.
Yeah.
A little bit part of it as well, because of like the weight of it.
Yeah.
Because the weight of it, you know, it keeps you like, it makes you feel like you're like down and stuff, and it makes you feel like, oh, this is here just, you know, for me and stuff. So that weight part of it is also something really good, you know. And so like on that like weighted blanket and stuff, that's a good option for everybody, you know. That's also good stuff.
Oh, that's a good one. Yeah.
Again, and for this weather, and for this weather too, you know, that's something really good right now.
And you just want to be comfy, like, cause they even like.
That's the biggest thing. Like it just like at the end, it like falls down, like kind of droops down, and just like molds to you, and just like where you need the warmthness, it like goes to it, because you know it just drapes over you.
And yeah, because I mean, like I said, at this point you can even find some with some hoodies, and like, you know, like with hoods. I mean, not with hoodies, and like some even have pockets sometimes. I have one with like a pocket and a hood.
There's some of them that are like they're also more I don't know.
What's the word? Describe it.
Maybe like stylized, I guess, but they're also more like form fitted, where you're all kind of knowing that this is like a sleeve part and this is the other sleeve, you know. So it's also a little bit more uniform. Okay. Like in the older ones that I have buttons on the sides, and like those buttons help me make it be more like of a jacket.
Yeah, so
you know, because it doesn't
when you walk.
Yeah, because it doesn't like flap around and all that stuff. Yeah. So it makes me feel like, oh, I got to put my arm through here. Yeah. You know, rather than just like flapping my arm and stuff. I can only move it like if it's a jacket form at times. So.
Yeah, and that's another thing I like about the fall, autumn weather, is just layering it up. Like layering it up. Oh yeah, we'll get to that here in a minute, folks, as you can tell.
Nah, nobody knew.
We have. All right, sorry. Don't break the mystique. Shh, too late.
It's just low vibes right now.
Yeah, but that's the main reason I enjoy this weather, because I like layering up. Like I think I dress better when I'm layered up. Yeah. Like I'm telling you, during the summer, me personally, and you know me, I'm into clothes. There's no secret about that. But during the summer, I feel like I don't know how to dress, because it's just I'm like, just a t-shirt.
Is it like one?
Just what?
One thing. That's it.
Just one thing, huh? Like I can't add a layer, nothing.
Yeah.
Like so, and then but that's mainly why I like this weather, because I look forward to like layering things up, and like wearing jackets, wearing hoodies into jackets, wearing ponchos, like stuff like that, and like, just because I think in general, layered, you're just more comfortable.
Yeah, it like in a way it makes you feel. It's like for me as well. Like sometimes it makes me feel like maybe like fluffy and stuff, and it just makes me feel comfortable, dude. And like that's what I like. Like during the winter time, I like to feel warm and comfortable. Yeah. You know, and that's why like with my layers and stuff, I layer it so I could be comfortable. Yeah. Because if it's like too much, then it's going to be hot. Yeah. And stuff like that. So I like the comfiness that I can get from the like layers that I get, my sarape and all that stuff. Yeah. But then, like, which is kind of the opposite stuff during the summertime. Yeah. I hate the heat, man. Like, I hate to just sweat, dude. I hate to be hot. I hate to feel, just like hot. But during wintertime,
do you feel dirty when you sweat? Like, is it a dirty feeling? Like, what is it? Why don't like that?
I feel that it's just not earned, dude. I'm always like, dude, I can't be sweating and just sitting.
Voice, the man of reason.
Yeah, they're like, like, I can't be just like here just sweating, dude. Yeah. Like. I had to be lifting something, doing some, some sweat. Exercise. I had to do something for this. Like it just can't because it's hot. Like
makes
dude,
no sense.
Yeah, like dude, I'm just sitting down watching TV, dude. Like come on, like I'm just watching Cops, bro. Like you're shooting, just But yeah, like that. From there, I don't like that hot. Yeah. But on the winter time, I like the warmness of it. I like the more like intermediate level of it, that comfy level.
Yeah, and like I said, I think the best dress I probably do in town now is if I could do anything, I can make anything a layer, I'll make it work.
I think that's also one of the better things as well, because you don't have to focus on just like one thing. Yeah. You can add something to it, and like that final piece, that's what like puts it all together.
So, where do you think, like, so you like the snow?
I
You
do,
go with
yeah.
the snow?
Mhm.
Yeah, this
Yep.
snow is interesting, but
Yeah.
I'm super used to it.
Oh yeah,
It
for
doesn't
sure.
even like bother me. It's just
Nah.
like it's just sometimes just what it is. Just even when you have to shovel it, like it's fine. So if you had to pick a place to end up with your family or yourself, whatever, in the future, like would it be tropical? Would it be hot? Would it be in the mountains? What's kind of what's your environment? What are you thinking as far as environment?
I want to have for sure like multiple places, but I think my for sure.
Shows.
But
Multiple places. Shout out to GT.
I think my for sure. That's how we get that. That's how we get there.
Yeah.
But like my most maybe like preferred place or like my longest like presence at the time being.
Yeah.
I would like it to be like weather-wise, maybe here like Colorado-wise. I would like to be here. Maybe more up north a little bit, more mountain areas, more like big land areas, because weather-wise, like if I can stay away from some of the more heat that I can, oh, that would be the best. Especially if it's gonna be like a July, and July is the hottest is 80, 85. Yeah. Oh, that's good. That's great for me. So if I can have some of like northern Colorado, area, I don't know, south of like, I don't know, Idaho, South Dakota, stuff like that, like Utah, very top and stuff, I don't know, but more of this cooler central climate and stuff. I've thought about
not
like
too hot, not too cold, almost.
Yeah, because like Oregon, Washington stuff area up there, like it's more like rainy-ish and like more like only that type of weather. But down like more down mixture of it, then you have the more mixture of it. But then it's also more of a cooler one because it's like more up.
The when I think about Seattle, I think it's cool because I always think about what other place where I actually live outside of Colorado, like where you say like even have property and stuff like that. I'm definitely at some point having some sort of house or cabin in the middle of the mountains. That's something I always wanted to do. I would think Seattle, but Seattle's that seasonal
right now.
That seasonal depression's a mother. And I'm like, I have enough. Dude, I don't need more when I go outside.
Dude, in that 7/8 of the season,
Yeah, like.
What you mean? Raining? What you mean? You only get 3 weeks worth of sun here?
Nope, I gotta double up on my vitamin D.
I thought I came to Oregon, not Iceland.
It's close.
It's 3 weeks of sun.
It's close because like where the corner of where like the Washington
on the map.
Yeah, like it's
on the flat Earth map.
Yeah, no, it's in the top corner above us.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, dude.
It has like that similar weather because it is close to water, like how like in Iceland and stuff.
Yeah.
Because I've obviously never been to Iceland, but the videos I've seen of Iceland, because that's another incredible place. That's where I would want to go. Like it's that kind of, but I think in Iceland it freezes.
Yeah, it's just like the placement of it makes it more colder, more rainy, more stuff like that. But yeah, dude, like, oh man.
Oops. It's okay. It was empty anyway. So it happens. But yeah. So this weather is great, and I'm enjoying it myself. This is, I think, where it's easier for me to be like a little more productive, just because it's just like it's always relief.
It does, yeah. And then also like just the setting of itself, it makes you be like, just want to be and like set in this kind of like cozy sort of mindset and be like, oh, I'm gonna be doing this stuff, and it puts you into this like this environment for it. It makes you do things only related for this weather.
Like you just want to do things, drink some hot coffee in the middle of the day.
Yeah, like like the whole year, 10 months have gone by, but I'm a tea drinker.
So Jose, like we were speaking a little bit off mic before we took us a while to turn on these cameras, but it's all good. Or this one camera actually, because it's obviously one camera. Have you ever thought about exploring your mind, like in whatever way or context you take that? Have you ever thought of exploring your own mind?
I've thought about I've always thought about that if there could be this sort of machine, this, I don't know, this place, this thing, like maybe I could like hook up and stuff, and
like almost like the Matrix.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
And in a way like on a game format. And then I'm
like
able,
walk in it.
and I'm able to like, okay, let me do this, let me explore this, let me find out this and stuff, and see if I'm able to unlock stuff. Because also like not just because it's there, I'm not gonna have it. I also have to have this sort of purpose for it, and I have to have this knowledge for everything else in the head and stuff. And so, but yeah, I would like to do that and to see. I think one of the coolest things also for that would be always for memories. Be able to have more vivid memories and keep those memories for sure. Because after a while, like, although you have those good memories and you cherish them and you love them and you keep them, eventually they kind of fade away. They're always gonna be there, but we lose like the power. We lose the connection for it. To recall it. In the same detail and stuff. And if we can have that detail, if I could have that, for sure connection.
Like the library of all your memories.
Yeah, to be like, okay, like this is
right?
To be able to have that record and it's like, yeah, I could do. I remember that I was there. I did this and stuff like that. I think that'd be something pretty cool. But then also maybe something scary, cause
why? Why scary?
Because life, do like,
are you talking about like quote unquote bad memories?
Yeah, maybe bad experiences. Things that have been left out. Because they at some point they were left out, but then that's also a good thing because you're able to work on them afterwards. But I think during that moment, if you were to explore in that moment, it might catch you off guard. It might be like, so maybe not.
So how important do you think memories are for us? What do you think? How do you think there could be a version of us without memories? Because as far as just from my perspective, memories seem to be something very important.
They're part of our essence. That they build us. They keep us everybody going because that's part of motivation. That's drive. That's part of discipline as well. Because just being able to have the image or maybe even have the feeling of it or have that sort of recollection that like, oh, this happened afterwards. Be able to just have that information with you. It's able to keep you going afterwards. So I think if you're able to have that connection there, it'll help out a lot. You'd be not necessarily set, because there's many other things you need to work on and stuff. But you're on your way. I think. I think you'll be pretty good. Especially with yourself.
Especially with yourself.
I think that's the biggest thing because it's always starting off with yourself, and then you're able to project and help. And project is always not necessarily
it's a negative thing.
Yeah, it's not always the bad part of it, because
it's probably trying to help somebody.
there's the both versions for it, because treat others how you want to be treated and stuff, so it has that positive side to it. So
yeah, because I agree with you. I agree with you saying, and that's very well said. To me, memories are almost they're a world within themselves that we almost need to see sometimes, or that can help to kind of bring other things together and make these other connections that we're not aware of. I think that's why memories are important, because just think about how far does the first memory go? First conscious human, aware human memory.
Technically, it should be since like the very beginning part, since like the first division part set when everything, because there's a space for it. That's what they said. There's a memory spot, tiny, bite for it.
Because to me, memories are almost exactly like the universe. They're almost infinite to a certain degree. Yeah,
we do have the capability and space for it.
Exactly. Alley-oop been done. So, how far can you remember? And then you start thinking from your ancestors, right? From your lineage, your conscious, your genetics. How far can you recall? Because in me and you especially know, just in the mental health area of things, genetically or even things you get a lot from your family. Sometimes you even get the bad memories. Sometimes you even get their terrors or their insecurities, right? A lot of things are passed down, even things that you don't think. So knowing that, like, certain things are passed down from like generations that you've probably never meet, and it's something that we still have. So how far can the memory go? can you get to original memory 0.1 memory or zero memory? Like what was that? What's that memory? What does that lead to? Like where's this at? And can you recall it? Because me, and I know why. I can remember everything from 3 to now, 3 to 31. Like for the most part. Obviously, maybe some things I'm a little off, but generally, I understood what was going on around that whole time from 3, 4, 5. Like I was very aware, but I know why, because I had to be. But so if I can remember 3, when I can remember like before even my existence, right? Like how far does the soul hold memory, or how far does consciousness hold memory? And these are just questions, right? So when we think about exploring the mind in that way, what do you think it's the best method right now that you know of, or you can think of it? Just trying to do that in a real way, in a scientific way, in a way where
real way
where we can produce. No, but
redundant.
No, but say when I say the real way, we're talking about the same way. So, but like if we had to do that level of exploration, obviously you can do things through meditation.
Yes.
Obviously, there's different things through sounds too that they're out there.
Yeah, frequencies.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, dude.
Yeah, like there's definitely, but right now, how would you like attack that problem?
Well, there's 2 ways.
Well, be honest.
One way that there is, I would say that it's pretty believable and like kind of happening and stuff, and I would say that science is there and all that stuff, but it's all secretive science, and so part of that I would say goes into Assassin's Creed. Have you ever played those games?
Yeah.
The very first game, because that's from what I remember. This is where they talked about it the most. Yeah. And in the game, like they were going into the guy. I think it was. I'm gonna say the name wrong, and
It's all good. Go ahead.
But I don't remember. Icio. No, that's like Altair. Okay. That was. I think he was from the first one.
So the first Assassin's Creed.
Yeah,
okay.
And so they were like him. He was a descendant, descendant, and so it went into DNA and all this stuff and everything, all that stuff, and because of descendancy and the DNA, they were in this time, in like kind of future time and stuff, but they were able to go into his memories, and then from his memories, that's like where kind of like the game happens and all that stuff, and you get to see like his ancestor, like that was linked. Of how he was acting and behaving and what was going on during the time and this, and so in a way it's like a matrix game where they're trying to fight something somewhere else, so they can bypass over here and like be better and stuff.
Into realities, basically.
So in a way they're memories. That's how that first Assassin's Creed
was that
worked.
How they were able to trace those?
The first game, yeah.
Oh,
the second one to other stuff. I think it kind of went that way as well. That's why they go into like different time eras and stuff.
I remember like when you would like finish something and then you would have like this flashback.
Yeah, like the loading screen where you were like running around and stuff. Yeah, like in the animus stage. Yeah, like that was the brain area what they were saying. In the whatever area of it for the memory. Yeah. That's basically where you're at, like just running around to see like where something like picked up again, and then you go to that part and stuff. So they were dealing with that. That's one of the bigger connections that I know, and like I said, that's like the far answer. But then it's not really, because I would say the technology is kind of there already. Yeah. There are some hints of it that they gave us parts of this information and all that stuff. So there's that part of it there. Okay. But then there's other maybe more accessible, I would say, of sorts, of form of working with your memory, and then anything else maybe related with your mind and stuff would be in the form of psychedelics. For this moment, and then into psychedelics, it's going to be specific ones for sure as well. Yeah. All of them are going to give you something, but there has to be, there's some sort of like target area that they give you. And so in some of them, you use them within this sort of practice and these sort of, behaviors that you do, and you prepare and you do this and you do that. And I'm sure that, there's these times and areas where They help you guide through all that stuff. They help you guide through not only just dream themselves, but anything else that might be going on through the mind and stuff on these trips. These trips are in ancient times and all that stuff. Not trips, they were visions.
Exactly.
They were visions. They were out there. They were gaining knowledge, dude. They were gaining insight. They weren't just taking this and in this summer recreational form. Which at times maybe could be acceptable. Certain areas.
It is documented that like several civilizations used psychedelics, whatever.
Yeah, dude, thousands of years, dude, thousands of years.
It's from the Romans to the Aztecs to the Incas to the Egyptians.
Yeah.
Everybody had their version of psychedelics exclusively. So it is documented. It's been used, and that's why I was asking, because I was hoping you'd take it that way. Yeah, that's kind of the main idea, as far as like the conversations we've been having, like in private and stuff. Because I do think psychedelics exclusively is the best key for the brain, the best way to really
help unlock to 12.
Yeah, because yes, we do know a lot about the brain. There's a lot of good, serious science about it, but at the same time,
it's like an outside view of it.
Yeah, it's not really understanding.
We've mapped the outside, and this is how this crevice looks, and this is how this looks.
Certain things do for sure, because we do know what certain part of the brain do, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I think, especially when we speak about trying to understand our memories better and really understand kind of the intention of what we have them, aside from the fact that as humans we might want to reminisce here and there. But what's the real use for this? Because as far as everything else we have, everything has a memory. Mm-hmm. Your computer, everything. Yeah. Like everything you electronically has some sort of memory, from my cameras, everything, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But psychedelics, to me, amongst other ideas and theories that are out there, are really the key that we can really kind of walk through. We can literally and truly walk through our own brain, or our own like higher consciousness, or even as far as subconscious.
It's like the how would you say, like the administrator key on the computer, like exactly. the administrator login one.
Yeah.
The one that's able to access every other program and say, yeah, uninstall that, install this. Like that part of it, like that one that that dives into everything else. That's able to go into the deeps of it. So that would be, I think about it like psychedelics like that.
Yeah.
Like they're that control one. Like okay, let me go into this and run this for now. And like let me put this on because we need this right now. Let me run this because we need to clear some stuff out. And we need this running because we need to speed stuff up. So it just like opens that up, and then you have your vision. Then you have you have this, you have that. You open this door, you go here, you go there. So
So. Where's your stand on things? Like, is it? Do you feel like you're open to understanding them? Where you stand on, just when you think about psychedelics in your personal view? What do you care about them? Do you feel like you want to understand them?
I do want to understand them. I want to be able to understand them and acknowledge them, and like be in the same presence of them in their like most purest form. I want to be able to be part of it from like.
Want me to put a beat on? That was a bar. What
no.
you just said? That was a bar. We can make a song right now, folks. Put in the chat if you want to say rapping. Look, you just said that dude rapping. My phone.
Write that down. Write that down.
Yeah, write that down somewhere. Don't forget.
Play that back. Play that back. Play that back.
So you were saying be around them in its purest form and really understand them.
Yeah, like and that would go from the very beginning part of it, like if it's down to the growing part of it, being able to specifically for certain I don't know, like strains or whatever, be able like, hey, it's this type of soil and it's this, and these guys like sun, and maybe it's more of this, and maybe mixture, and be able to do that as well, to give them also their most positive space, and then from there be able to as well, like, because at that part right there, like going back into like the ancients and like the Aztecs and Mayas and everybody else, Egyptians and all them, like it was about like, again, like this essence part of it where like everybody respects this, like it's not like just this random stuff. So
it's really
if you're able to set up everything from like the very beginning part of it, like I think about it in, like in that way forms, and then I think about it like in T forms as well.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know,
There was a lot of teas.
like if you,
There's a lot of
but
teas.
like, but I'm thinking like in the respectful form of if you actually
Ceremony.
the ceremony tea the tea ceremony is
Yeah.
like it's a process, man. Like you cook it, you know, you boil it for a while, and then you have like your figurines and stuff, and like it's this whole presentation, you know, and then you
Yeah.
boil stuff and you pour it to them so they can also be part of it, and then you drop one part off, and then this and this, and then the second broth of it is like whatever, and then the third one is for you, and
Yeah.
like there's just so actual good process for it, you know. Sometimes it's just like we lose all of that and boom, instant. I'll put this in my microwave, and then let's get on with it, you know.
Yeah, and it's interesting that you say that because I was having this conversation with Osvaldo. Shout out to Osvaldo. Because there's because everything going back as far as like shamans actually doing your trip or the ones that actually give you the substance and you and them kind of guiding you, if we go back to that level, is there's something to that process that is necessary. There's something, and I'm not speaking it in a way where random people like can teach yoga now. Like I'm not talking about that.
Nah.
I'm talking more where this process has worked and it has to be this way to either familiarize the person or make them comfortable, or really when they start seeing those other worlds, it's not overwhelming almost. Or but like I'm saying, I'm theorizing right now, but I'm trying to understand the importance of that process. That's why, because along with you, I hold psychedelics in high regard. It's like psychedelics to me is tools, is the best therapist you can have, to be honest with you. Like you know, don't, no offense to you mental health workers out there. I could say that. You don't know why, but I could say that. But it's this pure thing that's been helping us, has been guiding us, because this is nothing new.
No,
This
not at
is
all.
just new in our era. This is just new because how the laws are coming.
Like
to
certain
be.
documentation is recent, you know.
But it's always been there. And to me, I really want to understand the shaman process. What does that mean? Like how you were just describing now with the teas and stuff. And what's the value in that process to really understand it? Because it's always been a process. It's never just.
Yeah, because it's not necessarily to like just eating them, chewing them, just drinking this, you know.
So
This is I would say that it's also it's like something that you would like maybe like give and like offer in that
Yeah.
time as well,
Yeah.
you know. And so it's this time for myself into this with the tea, and if it's with the mushrooms or if it's whatever, like you're also offering something else in exchange, you know. It's not necessarily like, oh, I'm just gonna take, like it's also like I'm giving, you know. So it's this equal exchange part of it.
So do you think it's more ceremony to kind of hold the respect of everything to go through those process, or is the process keys unto how everything should go? As far as when you take a psychedelic, right? When you do have a good trip, right? Or you go through that experience in, you know, of a trip through a psychedelic. So do you think it's just ceremonial for just to have that level of respect and need of this process? Or is the process actually key?
I think that it's a little bit of like both, and like it guides into the other one. So I think the process of it, the steps of it, gives you and makes you have this like respect for it, you know, because it's first this thing, and then it's this thing, and then it's this thing, you know, and then you're able to kind of see and guide also, like, okay, this went well, so then I can go to the next one, and I can go to the next one, and then at that one, then I can take the tea afterwards, and then I can eat this, and then I can go on and do this, you know. So I think it's a mixture of both, that the steps and the procedure of it, you know, it adds into the respect of it afterwards, you know, because afterwards, you know, after years and decades that you do something, then you're always like, oh yeah, you know what, yep, the first part of it, it's because of this. Then you're adding on, you know, like more personal parts, like, oh, I'm gonna, like in a tea form, I'm gonna start breaking it up because of this, and I'm gonna heat up the water because of this, and I'm gonna pour it because of this, you know. So then afterwards, you start to actually just be into the activity itself, you know, like in the process of it. And that's part of, I would say, like the meditation in some form, you know, like that
It's almost
that
like
joyness, because that's all you're doing, you know. Like at first you were taking the tea because you wanted, or you wanted to take this trip because you wanted to go relax and all that stuff, you know, and you were waiting for the final product, and then once I sip it, like, oh, now I can be relaxed.
it's almost creating the environment before the environment happens.
Yeah, because then afterwards, like before, it's once I take the tea, then I'm relaxed.
Yeah,
But then once you know that I'm gonna start to make it, then you already start your mind processing it, like, okay, I need to kick in my abilities and my skills to help me relax, because I know that once I start this, it's this and this and this and this and this, and then I get my relaxedness. So then after a while, it's like once I start the process, then I can get my relaxedness. Because if I just heat up the tea and it's the hot water in the microwave, it's not the same thing. Because I skipped 4 other steps, and the other 4 other steps is what gave me like that calmness. Because from this step, I know I have to wait, and that gives me time for this step, and then I have to wait, and it gives me time for this step. And so if you just switch it over where it's only the hot water is part, you know, but the process of making the hot water and getting the hot water, you know, it's like what they say, like the path of it, you know, like it's what it, like on that part, like it helps me remind right now, like that the person who likes to walk enjoys it much better than the person who likes the destination. You know, so
man, we need to be in here, ladies and gentlemen.
Write this down. Write this down.
Damn bars, bro. So no, and you said it beautifully. Yeah, you explained it. Yeah, and that's why I think at some point we gotta go take that trip. You know, as soon as I can leave the country, we gotta go take that trip, and we gotta go find a shaman.
Yeah.
Somewhere in Latin America, and just really understand it, and really try to like learn, because there's a reason why when you hear the stories from ancient civilizations, it's always a high regard thing. Not everybody's doing it. You know what I mean? It's just certain people know, you know, and it's always like the shaman, you know, that this guy, that he's the only one can administrate it or run this type of scenario, right? So when I think about psychedelics, I try my best to do it in that way. It's a sacred thing. It's a real thing, and I even be honest enough to say it's a spiritual thing for me, for sure. For me personally, and as far as my beliefs and how I view the universe, you're gonna say it's really that. And that's even though. So what do you think? Because you know how things go. It's already happening. The gray market is happening as we speak in our state where we're at, right? As far as people already dipping and down. People have been dabbling. I hear a lot of things going on in LA as far as psilocybin, mushroom, and all that stuff. And even Seattle, because Seattle, well, they decriminalized it, but they were just like, and I'm sure there's a gray market out there somewhere, right? But what do you think the effects of capitalism, when we just got done talking about this sacred thing and this thing, how we're trying to look at it, what do you think? Because what's the effects of capitalism on these substances that are just more than substances?
I think that it's gonna make it like eye candy. You know, like it's something that everybody it's gonna go get. You know, everybody is like there for, like the availability is there for everybody no matter what. You know, and so like that attraction part of it is like, oh, it's just gonna be this and this, and you know, it's gonna advertise, you know, some of the effects and all this and all that stuff. But I feel like it's gonna be this more of that, like this designer kind of thing. Like we're going there because it's
almost like the cool thing.
Yeah, you know, because you know, that's what everybody does, you know, and like, that's what everybody says, and that's what everybody, like, I feel like it's gonna be more into that, and that part is gonna kind of, I wouldn't say that it's gonna take away, but it is for sure going to like separate, and I think that separation is gonna be good too, because then we're gonna be able to see for sure that, like, okay, this is the recreational side, and we can take it this way, and we'll talk to you and handle you this way. And then there's other more like serious ones, the ones that have more purpose for it, the ones that have more you know more initiative for it, like it's a different sort of viewpoint for it. Like it's gonna separate those, I think, for sure. But it's gonna, that first couple of
years.
I don't know. Yeah,
years.
I would say years, because it's not gonna be something quick. So
no, it's gonna take some years.
Yeah.
So, do you think recreational way of purchasing it, doing it, even growing it yourself, because that's what it says in the law. You can literally grow it yourself in your house.
Yeah.
Right. The law that passed here and where we're at. Do you think that recreational is a necessary, like, poison? Like it has to almost happen? Like it's part of playing the game that has to be played at this point, where if it doesn't go through recreational, how far? Because there would be a time, just how you see it in the cannabis business now. Things are starting to clear out. Like people that were just there for the money, and I think I always tell you, the people that were just there for the money they're not there no more, or they're leaving. And right now it's weird. Like the growers are not really making money, but that's a whole different conversation. But I say to say that just as cannabis, psilocybin will have this point of kind of clearing it out. Like it's recession, where like the people that didn't really care, like how it's happening in cannabis as we speak, the thing. So we have, because there's gonna be ignorant people that misuse it so much. Just people that
because the availability is there. Yeah, the accessibility is there.
Yeah. So, but I think personally, it's necessary. It kind of has to happen that way. Like I like to say, I'm sure Elon Musk gets 100 reports every day when his Tesla driving themselves crashed.
Something happened. Yeah,
every day, and you see it on the news, and
dude, and hundreds is like a minimal amount. Dude,
yeah. That's probably just like the first hour. When he opens his email or whatever.
The first refresh.
But you know what I mean. So it's almost this little bump that you have to kind of go through for it, because what we described, I think personally, that's gonna take a while to really.
To go into that form, there's gonna be like a small section of people that go that way, and with the recreational part, like I'm thinking that it's gonna make it even more, secure, make it more tight knit, because then everybody there is gonna be like, oh nah, like we do it on this purpose part of it, and we follow these parts, and we follow these steps, and we're gonna keep up with our sort of routine with it, like a more pure form of it, rather than just like, oh, I'm gonna go down to the corner store and get these gummies, and I'm gonna go here and do that. Like, it takes it away, it's a big difference from all that stuff,
So and it's something, it's really interesting, man, because it's a great time to like be here and be like, okay, so now what are we gonna try to figure out? What's the real use of this? We now, it's decriminalized. What's the possibilities here? Because if we already have it in our memories to use it and to understand this, and this to almost be natural to us. So either it's figuring that out and really understanding and helping yourself, and try to help as much people as I guess we can, but at the same time, it's not for everybody.
No,
not everybody needs this. It's
not at all.
It's not made for everybody's brain.
And I feel like, in a way, like that's gonna take some time, like of itself to like weed out.
I understand too.
Charles Darwin kind of stuff, and so it's gonna wean out, all the people who are there for the more wrong reasons of it.
For sure.
For the accessibility part of it, because it's at the corner store, and like it probably not gonna get to corner store stuff, but maybe
it might already be there. I was like, who knows?
I mean, possibly, dude. Like I've seen some other, some other merchandise that they have. So. But like it's gonna weed those out, because they're gonna take that form and they're gonna expect something, and it might not be, and then maybe they'll take more of it, and also not gonna be it, but then it's gonna be bad shit because it's this type of fucking substance, and it's gonna make them be like, yeah, I'm not gonna do that because it was horrible, and they're not gonna respect it because for them it's not gonna be a fun time, it's not gonna be a high time, it's gonna be some other processing which is what the substance is for, and they're not using it for that. They're gonna like it, maybe they're not gonna use it anymore, and then from there, like I said, like, good, we're not gonna want those because those people are not for it. The other substances are for them if they're other substances for them, because maybe there are no substances for them.
But it's interesting because, and I agree with you what you're saying, because I'm in the same mind as far as just really trying to respect this and hold it and try to at least do everything with the dignity it needs and integrity it needs, because it's almost, would you treat yourself like that? Well, I mean, some people do, some people, that's a different conversation, but
yeah,
you shouldn't, obviously. But at the same time, humans need to be humans, you know what I mean? I think that's part of the exploration too, because I'm sure even back then, I'm sure some peasant, some slave, he got his hands on some, and they had a hell of a time that night, Like, I'm sure, because as when you said, like, have fun, because as how we've been...
There's times for it,
No, definitely. But that's what I mean. I think there's rooms for both in a responsible manner, where sometimes it could be your therapist, and it could be the mirror on the wall that you need to look at so you can see what the hell's going on within yourself. And sometimes it could be this great tool for us to progress, not just within ourselves, but just on the human level.
Yeah.
But thirdly, sometimes things are not that serious, and I just want to have a good time.
Yeah.
because as much as, and what we've been, as far as GT and what we've been talking about off mic for the past, I don't know, how long we got here? 8?
I'd say he's like a year, dude. I just rounded up.
Con
México se redondea, se lo redondeo, señor. Se lo redondeo, señor. They're always looking for that extra buck, bro. So redondealo, señor.
Okay, are you reading the chat? Those people saying in the chat? I can't. I don't want to look at it. Is anything good? Anything worth mentioning in there?
No, just Camilo. Like, yeah, Altaria is the first one. SEO is the second one. When I was talking about Assassin's Creed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How many people we got in here?
And then there's
shout out to the chat.
4, I think.
4?
Yeah.
Is Osvaldo in the chat from your end?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. He said anything?
Osvaldo said that they're scheduled 1 drugs.
Yeah.
Yeah, there still are federally.
Federally, they are.
Yeah.
State level, we're just a
yeah, they take it. Yeah, but yeah, so that's why they're illegal. Osvaldo and Osvaldo. I'm reading you, baby. Oh, maybe I shouldn't read that.
Yeah, don't read that one.
Hey, what are you wearing, Osvaldo? Oh, okay. Oh, my bad. I shouldn't have read that out loud.
No, but yeah, and it's just kind of having that good mix. You know what I mean? Because as we develop what we're developing, what we're talking about, it's just that balance. Because to me, like I told you, like it's to me right now, how I'm looking at it, it's a tool, just like my cell phone.
Yeah.
Just how I
sure.
Just how I can do these many things on my phone, from call to take photos and all that. Just like directly to brain level, you know what I mean? Where I can expand way better on a creative idea. I can expand something that maybe is hard to develop in this world, but I can take it somewhere else and really mess with it,
Yeah, because then you have endless possibilities.
Literally. So to me right now, and the way I'm really trying to understand it is it's a tool. It's another tool, just like your phone is another tool, just like your car is going to help you get to work every day. It's a tool that you can use. It's going to really, if you understand it well enough, and in reality, when I say that, it's not just understanding it, it's understanding you. It's just understanding you. Because me personally, in my experience with psilocybin directly, is that most of the time, the first time is probably a mirror. It's just going to show you all your bullshit. that you've been trying to hide from yourself and you've been lying to yourself about. It's going to show you exactly my experience. Like, don't get me wrong. The experience is based on you. It's based on your essence. It's based on your soul, your heart, your mind. So it's very, it's very unique to individual person as far as what I've seen and what I've, I've messed with and tested and stuff like that. But me, the first one, is more the mirror. Just look at the bullshit. Look where you're slacking, what's going on, or whatever dark things you've been hiding from yourself. And then after that, you kind of, the first time is you're like, okay. And then you try maybe one, two times, maybe the third, maybe the fourth time. I wouldn't say control, because I don't think I've reached 100%, and I don't think I'm gonna reach control, because I don't think there's such thing in these realms. There's a little bit of it, just like when you think you're in a dream, but then you wake up, because that back and forth. But when you get to a certain point, you could definitely use it as a tool. You could definitely use it to expand a lot of things. You definitely can, because like I said, to me, sometimes this reality is not it's the right reality for us to come back and materialize the idea, but to create it and to really give it life, sometimes it's almost you have to go to a different reality. Literally. I mean it literally, even if it's just in your own mind, but you're in a different reality.
Yeah.
Just like when you dream.
Yeah, to be able to handle and to be able to kind of, maybe not necessarily like understand, but like to be able to like just handle it for the moment and like kind of like be in there, like, okay, kind of process it. Like, yeah, there has to be a different sort of mindset in the moment. So there's a different stage for that first part of it. Yeah,
and that's where I'm trying to understand. And of course, I agree with everything that's been going on as far as PTSD, anxiety, depression, and just on the therapeutic level, because like I said earlier, like, this is the best therapist you can have if you know how to use it. Because to me, and please correct me if I'm wrong, Jose, but to me, you gotta know yourself. If you don't know yourself, you gotta do some, like, you gotta practice a little bit.
But then there's also the great tool. This is also the great therapist for you to learn yourself, to learn about yourself. But it's gonna be like in a more shocking, more like like straight punch, to the face, double fisted to the face, kind of like,
you suck.
Okay, cool, dude. Like, Yeah. So.
No, yeah, and you're right. But when I say that, I mean because there's always been the story. I had a bad trip. That's not for me.
That's reality. That's truth. That's honesty.
That's who you are, motherfucker.
Yeah.
What the hell you talking about? That's like the bad. But that's exactly what I mean, right? And that's why you guys hear us say good trip a lot, right? Amongst other things, because in reality, there's no such thing as a bad trip. I think so far.
Nah.
There's just moments where you want to hide from your own, dirty closet. There's just moments where you want to, I don't know, I know. Did you see the balloons? My computer's weird, yeah.
Dude, I put out the thumbs up the other time. I don't know how that happened.
No, it's because the new Apple software now, like the camera catches your expressions and it tries to match it with like stuff like that. So right now we were partying. We're celebrating.
Oh, nah, dude, but like last week, like, dude, that thumbs up. Dude, that thumbs up was coming out like every time, dude, like every 10, 15 minutes. I was like, oh, man.
Shout out to Apple. But anyways. But when I say that, I just mean that. There's no such thing as a bad trip, from my humble opinion. And like I said, I'm not a scientist. I'm not a I am a...
Camilo said that it with the balloons.
Yeah, what did he say?
That is it.
Oh,
Eso? Yeah.
He's in here, man.
Yeah.
He didn't want to engineer the session. He was being weird. But it's that. There's no such thing as a bad trip. There's just, you're not ready to see that side within yourself. You know what I mean? There's no way of you, because you know how humans are. Humans are finicky creatures, man. Like they'll psych themselves out just to be okay. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So a bad trip in reality is just you weren't ready. You didn't do like, it's just like if you go work out right now and you haven't worked out in 6 months, you're gonna be sore.
Yeah. And then
it's that simple.
Technically speaking, a bad trip is a disruption in normal brain neurotransmitters.
It's a disruption in neural brain transmitters. That's what you said.
In
right?
normal brain.
Normal brain transmitters. Shout out to our home scientists. I mean, not yet. Hopefully soon.
Yeah.
But yeah, and that's what that's the science part. But I think it's just because people are not ready to open those doors. And then it's like you said when we were speaking about memories. You don't want to go back to that bad memory because those things exist too. It's not all good.
It's saved in there.
Yeah.
You know, like your brain remembers all that stuff. Like you just don't have access to it at that moment.
So in other words, what I'm really trying to get at in soon you guys will see more of this, but we need to re-educate. We need to redo everything on it. We need to the marketing for this to be a thing that sticks around has to be redesigned, remade, rethink, represented to everybody, right? Because we live in Colorado and it's a real liberal state for the most part. I'm not saying that they're not out there either, but it's liberal.
Mm-hmm.
When people are open to it, when they think, hippies, hiking and all that. Yeah, stuff, right? Well, and that's a whole other conversation. But people are gonna try it here. If you come, cannabis is legal. It's gonna open it, but it's because I think the marketing is so important for this moment. Even when we think about becoming federally legal, because there's talks already. I think New York just released the first, I don't know how many license they finally got out of court.
Oh, damn.
Yeah. They finally they're going to start giving out actual recreational license out there for cannabis. But there's already I've heard multiple conversations as far as cannabis becoming illegal federally.
Yeah.
And taking it off the Schedule 1 list or whatever. But I just think the marketing is important. Because the marketing we got is that, ancient civilization, sacred, meaning, like being able to figure yourself out, your soul, see other things. And that's great. And but most people, I don't think that's going to be their first experience, right?
But we should always keep that. And I don't want to say separation because that's going to be like a bad word for it, but we should always keep that there's always going to be the more pure force of them, the more essence of them, the ones that are going to want to be there for the 30 steps, that it takes and stuff. And then we also keep in mind that there's going to be another section of it that's going to be, no, I only want 2 steps. I want 3 steps and, let me go on my way because it's, the weekend, because it's this, because it's that, So as I think in that, we do have to move on and move forward to this openness for every single body and make it attractive in that form. But we also have to just keep the more pure form of it and make sure to have that instead, because how you said afterwards as well, after the time passes and the fad kind of goes away, only the more more rooted ones are gonna actually stay, and they're gonna the ones that can come back, and they're the ones that can continue this stuff, So if we're able to say keep the markets, let's do that, because of what the progression is gonna go for, and then but let's keep for sure the more essence of it, and I think that's gonna be the biggest thing that we're gonna get from there, the actual involvement into it, the actual dedication part of it,
And I think the perfect way to end today's stream, today's conversation. Appreciate you for accompanying me today, Jose. I thought I was gonna have to pull a solo one. I'm joking. No, but thank you, Jose.
Thank you, man, inviting me.
Yeah, I'm glad you made it through. But I think the perfect way to end this. Well, first, let me take care of some business. Shout out to the 4 or 5 viewers. I know it's all family and friends, but we appreciate the support. Nonetheless, please subscribe, please. It doesn't cost you anything. Please, and like always, please go follow Captain Sila, ladies and gentlemen. New track coming out soon. Switch Monster on all streaming DPS. Go subscribe to his YouTube and go follow him on all platforms. Go show him some love. Like I've mentioned in the past, we are now, the Mile High Lecture Show has officially moved to YouTube. So please come see us there. We're trying to grow that. And so, and go show him some love. Best DJ coming out the city. And lastly, the perfect way I think I want to, and say this for the first time on mic is, don't gentrify my psychedelics. Don't gentrify my psilocybin. Even though it's already happening, but like you said, we want the version that is not, and we're gonna have the version that is not, because I think that's a very important part for the respect and sacredness of it. And when I say gentrify, it's not what you think gentrification means, because shout out to Osvaldo, I know he's in the chat, but if I want to take psilocybin, I want the pure form. Don't give me this other.
Not a synthetic pure form.
Yeah, don't give me. Don't start messing with the chemical compounds and tell me that you're gonna take the hallucinations away. I'm like, excuse me, what? Wait. You I don't want to do it then. What,
yeah, go for it.
That's part of the process, and for me especially visually, like. So all I'm gonna say, shout out to the people that watch, shout out to the people that listen to us. Don't gentrify my psychedelics or my psilocybin. On that note, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for your time, your thoughts. Peace.